Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, I got a pretty interesting one for you guys, and the topic is John Salley and Joe Rogan finally exposed Stephen A. Smith for the hater he really is. So that's the topic I'm going to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and sign up to Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community that we created, a place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games. So many other cool things. If you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below. And also make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join the channel and to receive loyalty badges from our channel. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. You see, we've been on YouTube for about 2 years now. And we preached about the importance of having independent media, where people don't have certain biases in a way where things seem to look political. I've spoken about the importance of people not becoming so big, like feeling as if they become so big that they can't, like, they're above reproach. They can't be touched. They can say whatever they want to say about people, and nothing is going to happen because, after all, I am who I am. I'm on the biggest sports network in the world. And I said that's a bad thing because people don't feel any sense of accountability. Now, I've spoken about Stephen A. Smith on different occasions, but primarily I've spoken about him and the relationship that he has with Kawhi Leonard. I said that Stephen A. Smith, for whatever reason, seems to always criticize Kawhi Leonard for reasons that are just completely unbeknownst to me. For goodness sakes, Kawhi Leonard doesn't even speak. He's not on social media. You're rarely going to hear any sound bites or quotes from him. It's not like as if he's out there tweeting things and, getting in trouble. You rarely hear anything about the guy. He just goes about his business. But for whatever reason, Stephen A. Smith has took it upon himself to constantly call out Kawhi Leonard for reasons that I just didn't understand. For goodness sake, the guy's a two-time Finals MVP, champion, multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, just made his seventh All NBA team, and every time I turn a corner, Stephen A. Smith is like, "Oh, Kawhi Leonard has to show up. Kawhi Leonard has to show up. Kawhi Leonard has to show up." Meanwhile, other players that haven't accomplished as much as Kawhi Leonard has accomplished, especially in the playoffs and in the finals, he's always giving him a pass. Oh, this guy's great. He's a lovely guy. He's a great guy. This guy's awesome. I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on here? What is going on? It seems like you only are nice to players that either will give you an interview or you have a personal relationship with. Because if you don't have any relationship with them or connection to them, you'll trash them. Prime example, think of the situation where the spat that he had, the back and forth that he had with Kevin Durant. Y'all remember when Stephen A. Smith came out and said something about Kevin Durant came for KD's camp, KD denied it, and Stephen A. Smith came on live TV and said, you basically threatened, you don't want to make an enemy out of me. You don't want to make an enemy. I'm like, you're threatening Kevin freaking Durant, one of the greatest players of all time in the sport. And you're threatening the guy on TV talking about if you don't want to make an enemy out of me, trust me, you don't. I'm like, what is this guy? What are you feeling like that you feel that you become so big? So if KD doesn't become friends with you, what are you going to do? Tarnish his reputation in the media like you've done to others in the past? So I've always had that issue with him. So recently, I was listening to an old Vlad TV interview with John Salley. And Vlad is basically recounting an encounter that he had with Stephen A. Smith. But before he got to that part, John Salley was talking about Stephen A. Smith and the comments that he made about Colin Kaepernick, about his tattoos and all of these different things. So before I go too far, I want you guys to take a listen to a soundbite of John Salley basically saying that Stephen A. Smith was wrong for the stuff he said about Colin Kaepernick, about his tattoos and all of these different things. And even Vlad says, wait a minute, doesn't LeBron have tattoos? It's like, what is tattoos? Everybody has tattoos. So before I go too far, take a listen to that soundbite.
I know what T.O., it was a way of getting at Stephen and hitting Stephen. I think Stephen speaks too fast now. I think he feels he has to be the voice of reason. And I think Max Kellerman, even the day after they had that tryout, when he goes, I think what you're just saying is asinine. I think it was an asinine statement. It's not. It's to take all the air out of the room, Stephen, you were wrong for that. But Stephen always had a problem with Kaepernick. He said, Sal's wrong. I can prove it. He didn't like his tattoos. I don't know about having all those tattoos. If you going in for a job, he said that. And I wanted to reach through the television and grab him.
In professional sports, you can talk about tattoos.
But at that time,
really, what about
he was
LeBron?
like, I know what it did to Allen Iverson. Yeah, it made him Allen Iverson. Like
Right.
that added to it.
Well, how many tattoos does LeBron have?
Now, if you don't have a tattoo,
It's weird.
you're the anomaly.
Right.
If you don't have it,
Yeah.
so even then, like people didn't understand.
Kobe had tattoos. Like
Kobe wound up not having tattoos, and then had them.
Yeah, because of the whole cheating thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like his life flipped.
Yeah.
His life flipped. But I just think Steven.
Shaq has tattoos. Like all the biggest players have tattoos. Like,
Dennis and I got fined for having this tattoo outside of my jersey.
what's your tattoo?
A damn dragon that's this big. Right? And Dennis was like, what happened? I go, they fined me because it's outside of my jersey. And I didn't understand why we used to hide them, right? I got a spider here. He has something. AD had and I was wondering why we were putting them on places that you can't be outside the uniform. I didn't know. And then I got this tattoo, and I was like, this is ridiculous. It's my body, right? It's my body. But I just think Steven speaks too fast. I don't think he gets enough time to sit back and relax, and I don't think he has enough producers around him because he has to be the voice.
Now, in that soundbite, John Salley saying, listen, man, what are you talking about? You're talking about this guy's tattoos and all that he does. I'm like, and he said, Stephen A. Smith just feels the need to have to talk and say something like he needs to have a voice. I'm like, bro, you're wrong. He's like, you're wrong for that. But this is Stephen A. Smith's MO. He just says things. It's all for shock value. He says anything about anyone as long as it gets attention. Then the minute you try to question him on it, he cusses you out. He will cuss you out. You've seen him cuss out Max Kellerman on numerous occasions, like as if Max Kellerman's some small boy. This is a guy that's over 40 years old, married with kids, and you're talking to him like as if you're talking to one of your kids. Where does that type of level of arrogance come from? What are you feeling like? Then I remember another time when he was calling a game for an MMA fight, calling a match for an MMA fight, and he came out there, he goes, oh, the guy quit. And Joe Rogan turned to look at him like, bro, what in the hell are you talking about? Now, for those of you who feel like Stephen A. Smith is saying, he ain't got nothing on Joe Rogan. There are levels to this. Joe Rogan is in another universe compared to Stephen A. Smith. Joe Rogan is his own man. Like, he doesn't answer to anybody. Okay, he's beholden to no one. And Joe Rogan called him out like, this guy's just dangerous. So before I go too far, I want you guys to take a listen to Joe Rogan speaking and giving his thoughts on Stephen A. Smith.
Conor literally broke his face. He broke his nose and he broke his orbital bone. So Stephen A. Smith responded, and then Conor responded. And
I seen that.
Conor told him to apologize.
Yeah.
And Conor's right.
Yeah, he is right. I mean, give Conor the credit a little bit.
I think the problem is Stephen A. Smith, who's a very entertaining guy and is very knowledgeable about other sports. This is not his wheelhouse. And also that style of dismissing athletes and putting people down. Like
that's how he kind of made his name.
That's how he made his name. And it's fun to listen to. He's a fun guy to listen to.
Yeah.
He talks great shit, But
I wonder, I mean, I'm sure basketball players are kind of saying the same stuff we're saying when he's criticizing basketball players, though, or football players. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't know too much about that. Jamie, you're a sports fan, right?
And basically, you're hearing Joe Rogan say that this guy's out of control. Stephen A. Smith's ego is out of control. He doesn't believe he's wrong ever about anything. And I think that's a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing. And this is the reason why people feel this way about Stephen A. Smith. To me, I think it's just too much. It's too much, and I'm glad these people are calling them out. So those are my thoughts and opinions on that. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what John Salley and Joe Rogan said about Stephen A. Smith? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, it's your Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.